Everybody, I'm going to share about my absolute favorite topic. It truly is, which is about finding love, finding the one. I know this is something that many of us want. And the way that I'm going to do this is by sharing with you a wonderful video by the amazing Jay Shetty. And he did this amazing video about finding love and the perfect partner, where he gives 10 points. And I'm going to play the video. And then what I'm going to do is share with you what I believe to be the four most important points, the things that when it comes down to it, really matter in terms of finding the one and how to really build that relationship that is meant to last. But let's first watch Jay. Then I'm going to share my four most important points. So let's rock it.
What I'm going to do today is give you my top 10 ways of knowing when you found the one. Are you ready? Here we go. Number one, they'll support and mutually respect your dream. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to do your dreams for you. It doesn't mean that they're always going to be there cheering you on, but it means that they respect your priority for your dreams. They value what you're chasing. They believe in it as much as you do, and they want to see you get there. They're not trying to hold you back. They're not trying to stop you from getting there. They're not trying to restrict you and trap you in any way. They want to see you grow genuine. Number two, they'll really be present with you in the moment. I love being around people who help me forget to look at my phone. That's the kind of person that you want to be with. Someone who's not distracted by their phone, by their messages, by their friends, by anything else. When they're with you, they're with you. If they keep forgetting what you're saying, chances are they're not the one.
Are you even listening to me?
Number three, the person is self-aware and knows their self-worth. They're independent. They're able to grow on their own. They have their own set of friends. They have their own set of values. They have their own set of priorities. Some of them may match with yours, but some of them may be different. But they're their own person. They're not looking for you to complete them. They're not looking for you to finish them. They're looking for you to enhance them and help them grow. They're growing with you, and they're going to help you grow too.
I want to stop there and interject. And he talks about that both people need to be on a growth path. The idea that we both need to be growing individually, which is a really good point. But I want to make a further recommendation, and that is that the ones that I've seen work the most is when both people see the relationship as an opportunity to grow. And that means that we are going to butt heads and argue at times. We're not going to see eye to eye, especially in the beginning, that first year, those first 2 years, where you're really trying to find each other. If the mindset that you both have is that this relationship is our best opportunity to grow, and I look at you, my partner or my potential partner, as that sacred mirror where I can learn more about myself, my limitations and my strengths, and I can also understand that you have your limitations, then you can toggle through the challenges more easily. So I think it's really important when you're really looking for that partnership that you look at the relationship, and the other person does as well, as a growth opportunity.
Or is the tough one called trust. It's probably one of the hardest, rarest thing in the world. And I'm talking about without checking.
Are you spying on me?
Now, this one's a tough one because sometimes you find out the hard way, and some of us have been there. So my take is that trust should be earned. It's not something that should be given up front, but it's something that is earned. Usually we have this belief that I either trust someone or I don't trust them at all. My idea is that there's actually layers of trust. You have no trust at the bottom, but then there's step one, step two, step three, step four, etc., which leads to unconditional trust. The challenge is we put our expectation when we're with someone that we can unconditionally trust them. And actually their trust levels down here, that gap is exactly how much pain you end up feeling. Remember, trust is something that's earned. Don't give it straight away. Let that person through their action and their thoughts and their words earn your trust.
You're going to have to earn it.
Number five, you don't always need someone or something else to keep the chemistry, keep the entertainment, and make things fresh. When you feel like you always need an external form of thrill or excitement to keep everything special between you two, it's a sign that you may not actually be connecting with each other, but connecting with that other thing.
Want to sit and watch some more TV?
I think this is a very important point. I love what Jay says here. This is not about the external, but in really finding the one, the most important thing that I found, and I've been with my wife for 12 years, is the idea that you need to have similar values and a similar vision in life. This does not mean that you have the exact same way to communicate. It does not mean that you roll through each day exactly the same. You have the same jobs, the same friends, all that. But you need to have a similar long-term vision and values. And I want to break it down a little bit. Vision first, really important. And this doesn't mean that you have to be so specific about what you're trying to do, but in general, do you guys want the same thing? Do you envision the same type of life? Do you see the same type of unfolding every single day? Where do you want to live? if everything works out for both of you and your relationship, do you want to have a family? Do you want to have kids? Do you want to have travels and adventures? Do you want to put your kids in private school and just live a suburban life? You need to understand that these things are very important as you're getting to know somebody. So having a similar vision is paramount. And the second piece is values, meaning how do you make decisions along the way around that vision? And I think this is where most people fail in relationships. They don't actually understand how the other person is making decisions. What is most important? For me and my wife, it was around the idea of having a family and having kids. We both really wanted that. And that actually drove a lot of our decisions. Now, for others, it could be around their careers and could be around their adventures. There's all different ways to live this life. But if you're not actually having that conversation once the relationship gets serious, where what is my vision? What is your vision? And what are the values? Then the communication along the way is going to get really tough. And that's where disconnection tends to happen.
You can spend time apart, but can't wait to be back. So you're comfortable traveling in different parts of the world for work, studying in different areas of the world, maybe in the same country, maybe in a different one, but you can't wait to be together. And the challenge is that we usually get frustrated. When you're apart from someone that you love or want to be with, you start getting frustrated and you take it out on them, which actually weakens the relationship. You know when you found the one because you'll realize that you don't let that frustration affect your relationship with them. You find other ways of releasing, sharing that, but you're making sure that you're not ruining your own relationship because of the frustration of not being together in the first place.
How will sight with you?
I want to give an additive point to what Jay's sharing here. And I think a lot of the challenges that I've seen with my clients over the years in terms of relationships is that they don't have that conversation up front around proper space. What is the amount of space that a person needs to be happy and feeling free in their lives? And oftentimes it's different between two people. Let me give you an example. I had a client where one of the partners really liked to be social and go out and travel with friends and didn't really see that as a limitation to the relationship, while the other partner, as the relationship got more serious, assumed incorrectly that part would go away, that once we got serious and we did X, Y, Z, because they did have a similar value and vision, that part of the relationship would transcend and change, but it didn't, which inevitably caused so many fights. And what was missing there was a proper communication around how do you like to operate in space? How do you like to feel free in your life? And I think that's what's missing in so many relationships is an honest and authentic understanding of what makes the other person happy in terms of how they live. And if you can really have that conversation before it gets too serious, you can preempt a lot of the challenges and just have it be okay. Because the truth is, that to have a really wonderful relationship and really find that one, you learn to respect and honor and love the way that person flows through life. And you do that without fear. And in that process, you can also share authentically how you want to flow through life in space, in relationship, in your social interactions. And you're able to share that openly. And then you're able to find the healthy balance, which mitigates the amount of fear that comes up when people are doing things differently. So have those preemptive conversations so that way we can really understand and just get it on the table.
You can disagree. This is the tough. People think that you found the one when you agree on everything, when you like the same stuff, when everything matches. That's not true at all. You can actually disagree with that person. You can have different ideas and you still learn to work together. It's pretty difficult to find anyone in the world who agrees with you on absolutely everything. So they expect to find the one who has that. That's pretty unlikely.
And I'm going to stop it there because this really is a larger issue and it's around communication. If you're really looking for the one, okay, you really want that and you found somebody where you're going down that path, if you both can't look each other in the eye and say, communication is the most important thing that we have that will be relevant to the success of our relationship. Communication is paramount. It's the most important thing. It's more important than your sex life. It's more important than your friend circles. It's more important than the way that you live your life because everything is communication. And if you can't look at each other from the very beginning and say, look, we're going to have challenges. There's going to be different things that we learn about each other, but our way, our thing is communication. And I commit to you, partner, that I'm going to learn to communicate with you. I'm going to learn to listen to you and hear what you have to say. And likewise, I'm going to share authentically and transparently with the understanding that you may not understand me. One of the most humbling things in a great relationship is the idea that you think that you may be communicating really clearly. That information is coming out of your mouth and going to the other person's head. And it's actually created a story that's totally different than your original intention. And that's happening both ways. The way to combat that as you're getting serious and really wanting that partnership is to look them in the eye and say, let's communicate. Let's make communication our thing and have that be the linchpin that drives us.
Have to like each other's friend. I think there's so much pressure to be liked by the other person's friends, for them to like your friends, for your friends to like them. Chances are that you're putting in way too many tick boxes that are going to be quite difficult to manage. Now, if your friends think that they're totally crazy or they think your friends are crazy, definitely take a look at that.
She's very picky, dude.
But the truth is that it's important that you guys get along. Even if they're friends with a whole different circle of people and you're friends with a whole different circle of people, that doesn't mean you can't be great together.
We are great together. We are a great team.
Number 9, you can be your real self. Not your LinkedIn profile, not your Facebook profile, not your Instagram profile, not your Twitter profile. You can let go of all those identities and just be yourself.
Who are you? Really?
And finally, number 10, you argue not to get one up on each other, not to beat the other person, not to defeat the other person, but so that you can come to a healthy conclusion together. It's more of a discussion rather than an argument or a debate, because it's not about who's right, but it's about making sure that you come to the right conclusion together.
We're going to figure this out.
Thanks again, Jay, for such a great video. The things that I would siphon out as most important, the 4 points, to make sure that both of you see the relationship as a growth opportunity. What a great way to set the standard for your relationship. Number 2, make sure that you have similar values and similar vision. What is your long-term thinking? Where do you want to go and how are you going to operate? Doesn't mean that everything has to be exactly right on, but in general, do you have a similar vision and way of going about it? Number 3, you agree that communication is paramount, meaning that you can look each other in the eye as this is getting more serious and say, we are communicators. This is going to be the main thing that draws us through. The 4th piece, very important, is that you have a proper understanding of spaciousness for yourself and for other, and you mitigate fear by having the conversation about what freedom looks like for you, the other, and for yourself in the relationship. So I hope that really helps. These are really important points, and where I found success in my relationships and from the ones that I've studied, they do these things. Go ahead and practice.